About a month ago, I was chatting with a mom during one of my free 15-minute Get Acquainted calls, and she said that she just wanted to let me know that one tip that I had shared on one of my podcasts changed her life. She said that during one of my episodes, I recommended no screens from dinner time to bedtime, and it inspired her to finally get up the courage to give it a try with her three kids. She said it completely changed the quality of their evenings and made bedtime so much easier. I was thrilled to hear this because navigating our screen filled world is complicated, and frankly, I find it exhausting. And since it was about this time 2 years ago that I finally got up the nerve to remove screens Monday through Friday in our house, today I want to talk you through that decision and the impact it has had on my family. Hi, I'm Allison Edgety, a pediatric sleep and wellness coach and a mom of two. I love to help parents find solutions. This is How Long Till Bedtime. If I'm being honest, I think I have a screen addiction. I look at my phone way too much. I'm in the middle of a personal health reset as we speak, and I am literally having to make myself leave my phone in the bathroom at night because my inclination is to keep it on my bedside table so that I can mindlessly scroll for a bit before I go to bed or pick it up if I'm not sleeping well in the middle of the night, which is the worst idea. Leaving my phone in another room is actually really hard for me to do, despite the fact that I so clearly know that I sleep significantly better if I read a book before I go to bed rather than looking at that screen. And I just generally sleep better whenever that phone isn't in my bedroom. This is an example where I actually find it very hard to parent myself. So I'm not sure why I get so frustrated when Addison wants to play a game on the iPad or watch a show on there. But it does. It frustrates me because the screens do not bring out the best in her. And we have lots of tense conversations revolving around the screens. If you've been around for a while, you know that my kids are very different on so many fronts. And the way their brains respond to screens is just another great example of their differences. Ainsley will use the iPad for a bit, get bored with it, and go play without me even saying anything. If I ask her to put it down, 95% of the time, it's a non event. Addison, on the other hand, is that child who gets sucked into the screen and then she doesn't hear anything that's happening around her. I have to say her name like 5 times very loudly just to get her attention. And then she's annoyed when I do get her attention. She could stay on that iPad for hours on end, and she's reluctant and grumpy when I have her turn it off. It just doesn't bring out the best in her. And she knows this. We've talked about how the screen affects her brain many, many times. But just like my desire to look at my phone when I'm getting into bed, she still has this strong desire to look at an iPad or just strong desire to be looking at a screen. And the truth is, letting the kids use screens can be an easy way out for me. If I let them watch the screen, I don't need to hear about how bored they are, listen to them argue, worry what they're up to, get asked for another snack, which are all fine things. But if I'm trying to get something done or I need to get something done, letting them have that screen is kind of like a little babysitter over there. But in my heart of hearts, I know the screens aren't good for my family. So 2 years ago, I got up the nerve to make a new screen time rule in our house. I said that we would have no screens Monday through Friday during the school year. The girls were starting to have some after school activities and they were getting homework. And I just did not want the constant asking for screens. Can I watch a little bit now? Can I do it now? When can I do it? I just wanted to end that conversation. And I also didn't want the bad attitudes that would come when I had to have them turn it off because we already have enough weekday madness. I didn't need more of it. And since I like to deliver good news, whenever I have to deliver what the kids would view as bad news, I decided to also implement Friday night show night, where we watch a show like The Voice or a movie while we eat dinner in the family room, which is something we had never done before. So I tried to introduce something new that we would do together related to the screens. So we were all in it together. Needless to say, despite my new idea, the girls were not thrilled about not having access to the screens 4 days per week. But I have to tell you that while they repeatedly asked about the screens for at least the first week, I think into the second week, that was it. They literally didn't ask about the screens Monday through Friday for the rest of the school year. And I have to tell you that it improved the energy in our house so much. There was much less whining about taking showers, doing homework, clearing the table, going to bed, etc. It was an absolute game changer. During the summer, we don't have the rule. So I do hear some groaning in August, both last year and this year, as we headed into a new school year. But it was very short-lived. I mean, this year, I think it was oh yeah, that rule is coming back. And then that was the end of it. And as I record this, we're wrapping up the first week of school, and I have actually felt a great sense of relief that we haven't had to talk about the screens for the last 4 days. So I know this rule is going to serve us well again this year. And maybe by next spring, I will muster up the energy to come up with a better screen management boundary to use during the summer breaks, because I'm not sure I really did a great job over the summer. So hopefully I'll come up with a new boundary there as well. I wanted to share my personal experience with this screen commitment in the event that any of you have been annoyed with your children's behavior as it relates to screen. That could be behavior that's connected to bedtime and sleep, or just general behavior overall. Because while I know that there are parents out there who do a heck of a lot better job than I do on screen management, I also know that there are a lot of us who struggle with managing the screen time. So I would encourage you to give this approach a try. My biggest takeaway is that it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was really just mustering up the guts to do it, and it made all of our lives better. And just like with so many changes that we dread as parents, the pushback wasn't nearly as bad as I feared it would be. My kids complained for a short period of time, and then it just became our new normal. While I really, really strongly recommend that kids have no screens from dinner to bedtime for sleep reasons, that's one I really push on people. This is one that I'm just throwing out there if you feel like you are still struggling with screens beyond making that rule. I think it's worth an experiment to see how your family dynamic shifts without screens during the school or work week. So if you decide to give this a try, shoot me a DM on Instagram and let me know how it goes. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you'll come back again next week. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to How Long Till Bedtime. To learn how we can work together to improve your child's sleep, please visit sleepandwellnesscoach.com.